Oh, live. All right, let me hear that. Let's put that's there. Hello, everybody. Welcome. Everybody loves Raymond 360 live Sunday. Wow, look at the time always. How is everybody doing today? Everybody notified that we're going live? Let's do this. I'm going to move this over here. So now I have to go live here. Does that go live there? Yes. Okay. Welcome all people. Tom Caltabiano. Everybody loves Raymond 360 live. Let's check the volume on this. That seems loud. And that seems loud. And that seems loud. See this? So it's not my phone, someone else's phone. But let me welcome everybody. Hello, Karen Edwards in Plymouth, England. I'm looking at so many different things here. Wow, so many people. Hi, Tom Caltabiano here, Everett Raymond 360 Live. I was a writer on Everett Raymond, but I also took 30,000 behind the scenes photo, kind of casually, informally, but it has kind of the most photographed show in history, television history. But I can say that with 40% more confidence than I should. I'm looking at what you're seeing me is I'm adjusting microphones and stuff like that. I have two different studios where I go live from, and one is different than the other. Hello, Jacksonville, Florida. Hi, Francis. Hello, yes, an X, 3 X's from Cam, Jane, Cam. That's a bunch of stuff. Hello, Jen, saying the volume sounds great. Hi, Teresa in Chicago. How? Let me find out what the temperature is in Chicago right now. Alexa, what's the temperature in Chicago? It doesn't want to answer me. So for those of you that don't know, Chicago is usually hot and sticky, as we say. Wow, that stumped my Alexa, what's the temperature in Chicago?
Right now, in Chicago, Illinois, it's 77 degrees Fahrenheit.
Oh.
Tonight.
Pleasant. Alexa, stop. So 77 degrees in August in Chicago. That would be called a cold snap, which is awesome. All right, let me say hello to a bunch of people here. Catherine at the shore. Hello. Hello, everybody. Hello, Puerto Rico. You are stormy there. Yes. Hello, Merrick, New York, home of the exteriors of Frank and Marie's house and Raymond's house. Hello, Ava Gurman, a huge fan of ELR from Sweden. Okay, we need some treats from Sweden then, because we are getting treats from all over the world. I taste them. Humidity is high. Teresa, humidity is high. Okay, that makes me feel better that the humidity is high, knowing that I know the geography. Okay, let's see this. Let me grab this over here. And then I can see this here. Hi, Portland, Maine. Phil is coming here in September 9th. Anne-Marie DeFonso DeMilo, right? Is there an extra A there? Am I adding an A? No. Hello, aloha, right there, Bob. That's weird. It's not. Is it showing up? There we go. Now the mechanism is working. Hi, Tom. Here, let's bring this up. Phil Rosenthal. And so, by the way, for those of you that don't know, Phil Rosenthal was the creator and showrunner of Everett Raymond. And he has a show on Netflix called Somebody Feed Phil. And he has another book coming out. His first book was Somebody Feed Phil, the book, I think. And I have to get the name. We'll have Phil on here. And we will find out the name of the new book. I know I pre-ordered it on Amazon. You would think that Phil would give me a copy. And actually, he probably would. Tom, Phil visited. Here, let me show that. Did I see? Yeah, there we go. Phil visited Iowa for the first time on Friday. His show was great. He mentioned the reunion special. Hi, Dawn Johnson. Yes. So the reunion special. Let's continue. We'll update that. Hi, Tom. Hot and humid here in Phillipsburg, New Jersey. Cooler temps coming in a few hours. Now that's when you know you're in New Jersey, praying for relief within a few hours. Temperature, yes. Now this is like the temperature report around the world. Temperature at Delaware Beach is 88 degrees. Yes, a nice non-humid day. Hi, Kathy Pine in Kenosha, Wisconsin. 99, Donnell. 99 degrees in Austin, Texas. Very hot there. Hi, Kim. You know, I worked with somebody recently from Mississippi. He was from Mississippi. And there was a well-known agent who was Ray's agent, Sam Haskell, who was also kind of a celebrity in Mississippi. Exceptionally nice guy. Hi, Tom. Hello, Lynn Van Orden. Hot and humid back at the ranch in New Jersey today. Yes. Now, you don't have a cattle ranch. You're just saying that as a colloquialism, as we say in the business. Hi, Mona. Yes. Wow. I love, boy, just bring up the weather and people have stuff to talk about. Sailing Serendipity. Hello from the Spruce Goose in Oregon. Now, Sailing Serendipity, do they know that you're at the Spruce Goose? Is that legal? For those of you that don't know, the Spruce Goose, if that's the one you're referring to, is a wooden aircraft that was built, let's say, out of spruce by Howard Hughes towards the end of World War II. And they dared him. They called it a boondoggle. That's an old term, but it's a gigantic airplane. And Howard Hughes actually flew it only one time. He really wasn't supposed to fly it, but he was called up in front of Congress and they said, hey, you're wasting our money. This thing is not real and it doesn't fly. And Howard Hughes flew it briefly, and it was in Long Beach Harbor here next to the Queen Mary, and then I think it moved up to Oregon. Okay, that's all I can tell you off the top of my head. Susan Woods Stampanato. Oh, by the way, the Spruce Goose hangar, the original hangar is now, I believe, one of the YouTube studio spaces. So if you ever get a chance, it is an enormous building near LAX in Los Angeles. Hi, Susan Wood Stampanato. Said your name twice. It's been hot and humid and stormy here lately in Chicago land. Yes. Okay. Now, Susan, are you a Cubs fan like Teresa, or are you a White Sox fan? For those of you that don't know, follow American baseball, there's two main teams there, the Cubs and the Chicago White Sox, with both very storied histories. Okay. Tom, 300. Okay, Michael, listen. Michael Amico, 103 here in Mesa, Arizona. It's a dry heat. Yes, Michael, you can always beat almost every competition about what is the temperature as soon as someone chimes in from Arizona. You kind of win. You win that bet. Okay, more people coming in. Cubs. Hi, Tina Marie. Cubs. Yes. Cubs. Okay, yeah. The White Sox. See, the White Sox are not as fun to cheer for, but you know. Hi, Dominic DiGrazio, Northern New Jersey. Now, Dominic, where is Northern New Jersey for you? Because there's a lot of places. Yes, Bob Silva, the H4 Hercules, aka the Spruce Goose. Thank you, Bob, for bringing us back into facts, land of facts. Okay, let me check up on. So what I'm looking at, folks, is a screen that feeds me Instagram and it feeds me Facebook. But the Instagram, I have to go up to it. Hello from London, Ontario, Toronto. Blue Jays are really great right now. Yes, the Toronto Blue Jays, a very good thing. Hello, Leo. You survived your fantastic vacation. Hot and humid in New York City. Yes, as it should be. Okay, let's see this. Going through there. Okay, so the reunion special. We talked about the reunion special. Somebody brought it up. So the reunion special, we are hoping that it happens soon. Oh, by the way, there was something, what was it that I had to turn off last time where the volume was all over the place? But hopefully it's not that way now. Okay, the reunion special, I'm 94% sure it's going to happen. It seems like there was a little bit of a delay now. Hold on, I'm going to take a little sip of cappuccino because here we go. From our favorite quotes mug. Okay, see now, why is this? Watch that. See, that's the autofocus. Now, oh, that's right. Last time I had manual focus. You'd have to be a cook to understand a great little thing. Okay, so here we go. Oh, yes. Now, this is cappuccino. Okay, slowing it down a little. Relaxed Sunday afternoon. The special, we got a everything green light going forward. Let's do this, build the sets, everything. And then one day later, we got not so fast. We're still working out a couple of details. And that's from the big production company that makes it, that made the Friends reunion special. So what's interesting when I see the mention of it, people get very upset. Folks, we make a living as comedy writers with words. The specificity is important. So when we say reunion, people say could never happen because Frank and Marie are dead. I don't want to hear about it. So that's not what this is. This is the cast gathering to reminisce and show clips and play tribute, etc. That was put on, we don't know, at least a hold, a delay, because it looked like it was going great guns and hurry up, wait. And let's tell you, that in Hollywood is very, very typical, which is you try and sell a project for 5 years, 10 years. And then if someone buys it, they go, hey, we'd like to shoot it in 3 weeks and air it in 7 weeks. And so it's very unfortunate because really good projects take time. So as far as I know, it's still going. There's just a little bit of a delay. So I will keep you posted here as soon as I hear an official 6 times. And I guess let's put this in your heads just to know how difficult Hollywood. There are things that get filmed, shot, done. You're like, well, that's fantastic. And then it doesn't get aired. And just an example of that is this Seinfeld Chinese restaurant episode. From what I read, I don't have firsthand knowledge. They filmed it and the network executive said, this will never see the light of day. We have to bury this, etc. And then eventually they acquiesced and it was aired and became one of the favorite episodes. So yes. Hi, Tish Kennedy. It won't be the same without Frank and Marie. You are correct. Sorry. Hi, Karen. Yes, the echo was the problem. Do we have the echo off? Let me check. I'm going to check all of my stuff. Let me check all. Hold on. Watch this. This is Tom looking live. Cancellation. I just shut that off, and automatically adjust volume. I just shut that off, and I just raised my volume. I guess it defaults to that. Okay. There we go. Taken care of, everybody. Plane made out of birch. Very nice. Yes, Susan. Now, Susan Wood Stompanato, that is a very pragmatic thing to say. We've waited this long. We'll wait until it airs. Yeah, it's just, so I've been posting pictures of Amy and Robert, and I'm going to be posting all of these favorite scenes. So what we're trying to drill down is hopefully, you know what I have to post? That, the link to the Paley Center discount for my fans. I'm remiss in that. And I have news that it might be going to Long Island. The entire exhibit might be moving to Long Island for those of you. Now, that's really good news for you people that live on Long Island. And for those of you that don't know, here, let me see if I can use a tea. Is this what I'm drinking? Twinings green tea jasmine. Okay, so see, it's weird. I shouldn't have to do what I just did, which is lean up and autofocus. If this is Manhattan, this is Long Island. Okay, so Long Island is, as its name implies, long. So getting to Manhattan is easy. Getting to Long Island is easy also, but it's more of a time-consuming trip. But for anybody who's on Long Island or even in Queens or all those nearby places, there's a potential that the exhibit will live there for a while. And then there's a potential that it might live permanently at the, I forget what the official name of it is called. The Sadomasochist, no, that's not it. That's a different museum. The Museum of Comedy in Jamestown, New York. It's something like that. Birthplace of Lucille Ball, who apparently did some comedy stuff, etc. So there you go. Thank you, Karen Giacalone. The studio is perfect this week, yeah. I will take that as a compliment. Okay, Deb Tucker. Let me go back up because Deb, you always have good questions. I'm going to just bring this up because I trust you that it's not going to be anything terrible. I have a suggestion for Hollywood or anyone out there who's willing to do this. The Munster Rewind. Brad Garrett would be a great second Herman Munster. Beats what's on TV today, especially the reality shows. Yeah. So I'm going to take that as, I don't know if you've seen Brad Garrett do his Fred Gwynn impersonation, who played Herman Munster. It's phenomenal, spot on, whatever you want to say in complimentary terms. The challenge of putting on any television now is astronomical. It's so hard to get a TV show on the air. It's just really, really hard. So in your imagination, Deb, that's not a bad suggestion at all, but the people in power, there's all these things going on, which is who owns the rights, who's this, XYZ. You of your age, let's say you're over 30, Deb, and you remember the Munsters, the amount of people, I'm around a lot of younger people, and I think I mentioned this the other day that I was around a Berklee School of Music, which is a prestigious music school, graduate. And I said, do you know who Linda Ronstadt is? He said, no, never heard of her. How about Joni Mitchell? No, never heard of her. And so I was like, wow, at what level of fame do you have to be known by people? Now, and this is a bright individual, and he's studied music. So I was shocked to hear that he did not know any of those people who are giants in their field, especially Joni Mitchell, etc. So the Herman Munster remake, The Munsters, it's just, I think Hollywood is scrambling right now and they don't really know what they can do, what they can put on the air. And so just to sell it. So yes, it's a compliment to Brad Garrett. And as we've said many times in the past, as I've said it, Phil Rosenthal tried to do a reboot, not a reboot, a spin-off with Amy and Fred and Georgia and Brad Garrett. And the thing was, you can't get funnier people than Fred Willard and Georgia Engel and Amy, Monica Rand, and Brad Garrett. And CBS said, no, thanks. We don't want it. So, and now here we are 25 years later, and you hear all the great new sitcoms that have come along that you love watching. And it's basically, is there one or two that have been created since then? And again, it's not saying we have the answer to everything, but I think we know that people, because I'm sitting here talking to you guys 20 years later, is because you love I Love Lucy and Everyone's Raymond and shows like that. Okay, let's move on to more questions. Yes, okay. Wow, scrolling down, so many. Okay, Deb, you thank you, Karen. Thank you. Okay, let me go to the end so I can catch up. Surprising that musicians didn't know who Joni Mitchell was, but could be generational. Yes, Ellen, it is definitely generational, but there is a point of magnitude when if you're studying music, Mozart might come up in the conversation. And, Joni Mitchell is of a gigantic type of thing. Hi, Gil. It's the opposite for me. I know most of the older artists, but very few of the current acts, apart from Taylor Swift and a few others. Yes, Gil, my friend from the UK, one of the few people to hold the canister. I think there's a generational thing where you really listen to music, especially in your teens. I'm going to really generalize here. In your teens, your really music is, there's a slice. Then there's people in the industry who are exposed to it all the time. So if you grew up in the 60s, obviously you've heard of the Beatles, et cetera, and that was your time. And so every decade has a time. And so there's that normal thing of your generational thing that you know it. And then there's a thing of being a student of the industry. So anybody who writes sitcoms should know I Love Lucy. Anybody who studies music should know Joni Mitchell, unless you're maybe an oboist. then you're like, okay, I don't need to know Joni Mitchell, etc. Okay, yes, but it's hard to keep up, and it feels, etc. Like you don't know. Okay, let's see here. I'm not even from the hi Brucey. I'm not even from the '60s, but the '60s, '70s, and like the '80s too are the best music. So the fact that you added like I like the '80s too are the best music. Yeah. Let's talk. Thank you, Brucey. Great. And of course, maybe if you're too young, you don't know cousin Brucey, who was a DJ. Okay, Janet. These are the best comments here. Hi from Marshfield, Massachusetts. I'm at the beach. Okay, just stand alone. Just I needed everybody to know that I am at the beach. Okay, so I am going to, for the TV special that we really hope still happens, I'm going to be posting, the reason I posted the pictures of Amy and Robert doing their stuff, and I'm going to pick up a photo to share with you. We're going to start doing votes because now we might have a little bit more time. And so this post, for example, so when I post that, okay, let's see this autofocus. Yes, look at that, autofocusing. There is Amy being thrown on the refrigerator by Robert and Raymond hugging Amy. So we will vote on the favorite, best comedic scene. Okay, when I post a one, this gets mentioned. There we go. Look at that autofocus. Yes, Amy and Robert caught in the basement. Then, of course, we do have and this is great because nobody's ever seen this before. Okay, come on. The plan. It wasn't supposed to go out. Women in curlers. I think, was it Deb? Somebody answered the question of, do women still wear curlers? Why do they wear it? I'm asking as a man who doesn't know anything. Wow, my thumb. I've been physically working a lot. You can tell because my thumb shows the wear and tear. So we'll vote on that, and hopefully we'll have an influence over what gets put into the show. And I think for you guys, so this is always for Hollywood. You're trying to guess what the audience wants, and you don't necessarily know. Seinfeld was on the air for 3 years before anybody really started watching it, and so nobody knew that they wanted Seinfeld. It's just like Steve Jobs at Apple would be like, people don't know that they need an iPad or an iPhone, so I will invent it, and hopefully it sticks. So there's a leap of faith there. So having said that, I think we want to hear what everybody would like to see in the special, because there's been some ideas pitched that I don't know the audience wants to see. And I feel like seeing the cast members in their old setting and just reminiscing is the good place to start. But having said that, is there any scenario where you want to see them that you didn't see them on the series? Meaning, other than sitting in the living room and the kitchen, is there what you would like to see Deborah doing and Ray doing or Robert doing that's outside of the scope of the normal, what you would see on our series? That's what we're looking for. Are there any great ideas that we can share with the production company that they would that we can incorporate into the show? Let me see this. Yes, that's Ellen. You're right. Right. Good point, Tom. Also, do a lot to my daughter. I know even Taylor Swift lyrics. I don't know many current acts. Yeah, it's the nature of the beast. And so, yes, Cousin Brucey, you're welcome. Where do you think your Ray would be at this stage of your lives if the show or the pilot didn't take off? Stand up, Deb Tucker. Frank, it's funny because that is an excellent question. Raymond's original acting teacher in New York passed away recently, sadly. I only met her once when Raymond, and I'm going to tell you a little story. When Ray got the development deal to make a TV show, they were betting $1 million on this unknown comedian. The thing that I found fascinating was there was no, hey, we're going to set you up with an acting coach initially before the pilot. It was oddly loosey-goosey. What does that mean? let's say you go, hey, you're going to be a championship fighter. You would be training like mad. And with Ray, he just did stand up. He met Phil Rosenthal. Phil wrote the pilot. And then it was like, okay, we're going to shoot the pilot. And in between then, there was no extensive, like, let's whip you into shape because you might be terrible at acting, which is a big problem. And I will say in the past, Ray had gone up for many parts and didn't get them because he would kill in the comedy club, but I don't think he seemed like a great actor to people. And indeed, it was proven when he was doing news radio, and he lasted for one day and got fired. Let go, fired. I can say that with some glee because he has the last laugh, because that freed him up to be the star of Everybody's Raymond. So there was no, oddly, because I was there then, I'm like, Ray, isn't there somebody who's going to help you? And there wasn't. Now, he had been taking acting classes in New York with, I want to say, Joanna Bexon. Is that her name? That was her name, who recently passed. So the process was, oddly, you would think if somebody's betting $1 million on you, they would send a bunch of people who go, hey, we are professional acting coaches, etc., and we are going to work with you until the end of time to get you right to shoot the pilot. But that did not happen. Luckily, Ray was pretty good in the pilot. And it was just an interesting thing. So the question, Deb, I was talking to somebody recently, what would Raymond be doing if he didn't get onto a hit show, his own hit show? So Ray, I think, was 38 when the show hit, or 37, something like that. And he was doing what he was doing, stand-up comedy. And I think had Ray not been on Everybody Loves Raymond, I think he would just be a really, 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 really amazing stand-up comedian touring the country and making a pretty penny touring the country. Because when Ray got Everybody Loves Raymond, he was a headliner, and he was really good. Ray was really, really a good stand-up comedian, and a lot of people didn't know he was a stand-up comedian. So that is a great question, Deb. What would Ray Romano in real life be doing if he wasn't the star of Everybody Loves Raymond? And what's interesting is because he has become such a good actor, he worked with Martin Scorsese and a bunch of other, I'm not going to list it, but he's constantly working. And again, for those of you who know him as Everybody's Raymond, as Ray Barone from Everybody's Raymond, you're surprised when you go, he was in Parenthood. He was on his own show, another show called Men of a Certain Age. He did a movie with Scarlett Johansson called Fly Me to the Moon? I believe it is. He did Vinyl. He did The Irishman. He did Make Love to Me. Is that the name of it? For Your Love, something like that. You guys can look it up. All I'm saying is he's never stopped working because he is a good actor. So chances are, if he wasn't starring in Everybody's Raymond, he might be acting as well. But sometimes it takes something called heat, where you see the same person. So right now, if you said, Tom just got picked to host Wheel of Fortune, and you would go look at Tom and go, wow, when he's talking about, when he seemed so boring before, but now that I know he's doing Wheel of Fortune, he must have something. So on Everybody's Raymond, all of a sudden it's a hit show. So people from the outside go, you know how we thought he was a terrible actor? Maybe he's not a terrible actor. So you never know, chicken and egg type of thing. Okay, great question, Deb. Fantastic question. Okay. Yes, okay, I'm just editing through these because I might have answered them too many times. Hi, Ellen. So hysterical with Amy coming up. So we vote for just 3 episodes. Here's what I'm going to do, Ellen. I'm going to post photos and we'll do a vote. Do you remember when we figured out, like here, let me just do this. I'm going to move this. So here's our favorite quotes mug, everybody, that you can buy at our shop. And I don't know that we make millions of dollars, maybe hundreds of dollars. If that, but we took an audience vote on the favorite phrases that should make the favorite quotes mug. Okay, saboteur. Everything brings something to mind. So I think maybe we'll post 4 photos of the top episodes, and then you guys vote on your favorite one. And then I talk to the production company and go, hey, my audience of now, I think we're on Facebook, we're 65,000 people, which is not bad. They voted that this was the favorite episode. And so it also has to do with, we'll see, because there's a tricky thing where like, okay, that scene with them might step on this other scene, the same type of stuff. So we'll see. But at least you guys will have a little bit of a say in this. Okay, let's see this. Carmen, you first saw Raymond on The Tonight Show. Yes, I was there. Johnny Carson, he also did The Tonight Show with Jay Leno, which was very good as well. Yes, Bunny Bear, you want to see Robert and Amy with their kids. So I know I've mentioned this before, but this is an interesting fact. A lot of people thought, wow, the finale was unbelievable. I wish they announced that Amy and Robert were pregnant, but Phil wanted to do a spinoff, and if they were already pregnant, that means you would have to start the spinoff with them having a kid or giving birth, etc. So he wanted to leave that option open. Had Phil known, and let me mark that down for a question for Phil for his future visit, would he have made that announcement had he known that a spinoff was not coming? Okay, took me longer than it should have to get those words out, but I'm giving myself a break. Let me see this. Hi, Karen. I have never worn curlers personally, but I do see plenty of women who still do. It's funny that these seem like crazy non sequiturs, but I do appreciate that because I just feel like there was this iconic thing with the women in the curlers underneath that giant mix master or whatever was frying them or drying them or whatever went on into that mystery type of thing. So yes, we will do that. Okay, now I do have. So here we go. What time? Jesus, the time flies so much. I do have the canister. So now, just so you guys know, the canister, and I will taste a cookie. Or biscuit, as you guys call it. There were multiple canisters. So one of those canisters is at the Paley Museum in New York right now. And there had to be multiple because, as I've expressed in the past, if you're the props person, and I recently helped out on something, I was helping a friend shoot something, and there was a spill. This was a low budget thing. There was a spill on the main cast member's shirt. So on Raymond, we always had 2 of everything at least. So with the canister, if the props woman said, Phil, I know that we have another scene with that canister, but I seem to have misplaced it. Can you tell the 200 people and all that are in the audience and the 100 people that work here that Rhonda misplaced the canister, and I'll get back to you as soon as I find it. That would be the end of Rhonda's job. Rhonda, of course, the head of the props department, unbelievably competent. So that would never happen. But I recently, was talking to someone, and they're like, how do you have that? And it's in the, so I think anything that's really important or is going to get beaten up or has the potential of being dented, like, for example, the canister. And trust me, people were looking into making a replica of the canister. It's just a matter of like how much like the fork and spoon, how do you make it so it doesn't cost an arm and a leg? Hi, Edward Cindy. Hi. Let me see. Edward Cindy Williams. Edward Cindy Williams. So is this the combo thing of like a married couple who uses 2 names? Hi, Tom. Did Brad have an actual injury during the bull in the butt episode? Never heard it called that before, Edward, but that would be a good one. You may have already answered that. By the way, people, don't feel bad about asking questions that you think someone might, because the people who have been here since day one, like Leo and Gil and Karen Jack, and I'm trying to think, Paula, all these people know the answers to everything I'm going to say, but that's their problem, right? They decided to join early. Brad Garrett did not have an injury. He did not have an injury, so I know a lot of people have theorized, like, did you guys build that episode because he had an injury and you wanted to make sure? No, he did not have an injury. He's just a very good actor. Okay. Also, by the way, here's a little trivia. I posted a picture of Patty being introduced, and she has glasses on. So when I know the format of the show, you get introduced before the show by Raymond. That means the show's beginning. When you get introduced by Mark Sweet, that's the end of the show. Patty walked out with glasses, and people are like, oh, I never saw her with glasses. Well, Patty would wear glasses off, when we weren't filming, and so she probably wasn't wearing glasses, and maybe she popped her contact lenses in. Let's post that. Let me remember that as a question for Patty next time she is here. Okay, so hi Annabelle. Oh wait, did I miss a couple of others? Maybe a segment of the reunion show be called "Who Said This Line?" type of game. I envision a line spoken by or in relation to the Cousin Gerard episode, and then Fred Stoller walks in playing "Smoke on the Water" on the accordion. Annabelle, I am going to call that a phenomenal suggestion. A phenomenal suggestion. Because we would like to see Maggie Wheeler, Tom McGowan, Fred Stoller, John Manfrotati, Andy Kindler, Kevin James. I don't know. Kevin James became such a big star. I don't know. Hi, Complex Drive. Let me go to Instagram. I'm neglecting you guys. Consider moving from Long Island. I know Ray initially pitched Long Island since CBS put an emphasis on appearing to Middle America. Sorry, my comment cut short. Okay, Complex Drive. What is that? Excellent comment. So I don't know what exactly you're asking, and just to review for people, Raymond is from Queens, so they pitched the show as Ray is in Queens, and his parents in real life lived around the corner, and so Phil was like, yeah, let's make it Queens, and the network said, no, not Queens, too city-like, let's make it the suburbs, let's make it Long Island. So that's what happened, and then Kevin James, who was from Long Island, said, I'm going to do a show called King of Queens, and CBS said, sure, okay. We'll set it in Queens, and I think the exterior was actually New Jersey of their house. Tom, any luck on getting a former or current executive from CBS from ELR as a guest on our podcast? Leo, let me think about that. So the answer is, I'm trying to think of who would be willing to go on record because they are heroes for championing the show and keeping the show on the air, but I don't know anybody that liked to be on camera. So I'm trying to think, maybe someone who worked at Worldwide Pants might join. It's funny because you would think, since I enjoy talking to people, that it'd be like, oh, just invite them on and, whatever. They'll love to talk, but that's not the case. Even Rhonda, who is from the props department, had to come in and sit next to me to be willing to be on. Complex Drive. I was asking initially if the show went through a reboot or continuation. Let me see this. So yeah, and just to state again for somebody, does Ray Romano do fan mail? Ray Romano is not on any, I posted this before. He's not on any social media. He has never been on social media. I've tried to convince him to go on social media. The only thing he has is like a website that just announces his live appearances. So Ray, again, and I did this and someone made fun when I got Ray on camera with Phil there. We had lunch, and I said, Raymond, can you, so people don't get taken advantage of, because even his friends, even friends that he's known forever, are like, hey, I'm thanks for having me on your Facebook page. And Ray's like, I don't have a Facebook. And the friend was indignant. He's like, well, I think you're on there. There's somebody on there. So Ray, does he do fan mail? I guess he gets fan mail. I don't know where it goes, but no social media from Raymond. And I appreciate Mona and others who just send me stuff and say, hey, this person's an imposter, and I try and block them. And it happens to Brad Garrett and Patricia Heaton, etc. Let's see this. Now, scrolling down on Instagram. Thanks for answering my question. 2 made my day. You are welcome, Complex Drive. What is the origination of that name? And by the way, thanks on that boulangerie in Paris. Saw that funny horse sculpture. Yes, Leo, did you make it and have the bread there in Paris? That's right. Now I remember. It was the statue, the horse statue. Okay. I think I may try. Oh, here we go. We have a script, actually. Let me just see this. For those who don't know, this is an original wardrobe script. I just saved it from the dumpster. Let's see what episode this is. Let's see. What's interesting? So obviously I do this just for the love of talking to the fans. So it's not like I make money, but I thought initially, okay, I have so many pictures. I'm sure if I share them with people around the world, at least 4 people will enjoy that. And so That's how this started. But what's interesting is, so I preface it by saying, when I post these Polaroids, which to me, I'm like, oh my gosh, what a phenomenal time capsule to see the cast in all their vibrance, youth, and energy in a Polaroid, candid for every episode, for every scene, for every wardrobe change. And they don't get many likes. And I don't know why. Okay, so I can work backwards. Like I can show you. Okay, now let's see this fancy new camera. All right. Patricia Heaton with her arms folded. You don't want to see that, right? When you've been caught in a lie with her. Yes, there she is with her script. That's called Running Lines, Watching Your Lines for the tag. Now, the real fans might be able to guess this by this outfit, as they'd say in the UK, her jumper, her sweater, etc. Deborah wearing that. And so these, just for those of you who have never seen this is the wardrobe department. Take copious notes on what is what. Let me see, how close will this focus? Let's see. Cardigan, look at that. It looks like it says Tom's, but I think it's a color maybe. All right, and then this two-piece jams. That's short for pajamas. Wow, how great is this new camera? Hot steaming deal. So there is Patty. Now, do you guys want to guess? Do you guys want to write in and guess what that episode based just on 2 pictures of Patricia Heaton? Because I will be extremely impressed. Okay, Bob Silva. Let's see. Favorite Frank line. Change your name to Daisy May. Yes, Tinkle Pants. Okay. Yes, absolutely great, Bob. Let me see this. But so many, so many places pretend to be Ray. Yes, sorry. That's when I haven't been keeping up with the comments. Okay, let me do a few more. Let's see if you guys can guess. So Raymond is really hard to guess. Okay, more Patty. Patty's usually easier because she wears episode-specific clothing, that really lands. There we go. Patty's in bed again. And she's wearing a 2-piece. Okay, there we go. You guys can read that. Oh, actually, you know what? I can make this bigger. Let me see. I can make this screen bigger. Let's do this. But then I lose the comments. That's why. Sorry you're listening to this live. That's why I can't go that big on that. Okay. Back to smaller. Okay, let me see. Maybe I can increase a little. So my screen is a little teeny postage stamp. That's why I have to lean forward to read. Okay, let me show you one more clue, and then let's see if anybody can guess this episode. Yeah, Raymond looks the same no matter what he's wearing. I think this is the way to do it from now on, is to have people guess the episode before I announce the episode. Sorry, I'm leafing through, and like Brad Garrett looks the same. Okay, the twins, and is there no guest cast? Let's see this. Is there a guest cast? Tom McGowan is in the guest cast, and John Manfilati is in the guest cast. So here we go. The supremely talented Tom McGowan, who went to college with Phil Rosenthal at Hofstra. Okay. Let's see. I'm going to look at the guesses before I tell you what it is. Okay, John and Johnny. Johnny, it's funny, we get a lot of flack for pronouncing it Gianni. Okay, there is Patty in the background. John Manfilati in the foreground. Okay, let me see what it is, because I'm not that good, even though I did. Oh, okay, yeah, wow, there you go. Let's give you one more clue here, people. Brad Garrett, living room scene. Brad Garrett, living room scene. And again, these are Polaroids taken by the wardrobe department. They try and do it discreetly, so usually the actors are not looking at it. Okay, so let's see this. Let me scroll back. Does Ray still play poker? Yes. Brad is on Instagram. Correct. Brad is on Instagram. Karen Jack. I keep blocking all the fake Ray Romanos, but new ones keep popping up. Yeah, it is a challenge. So many trolls pretend to be Ray. Absolutely. As someone very familiar with the towns in Long Island was a great choice. Maybe there could be adventures having the kids move the city after schooling or weddings. Yes, absolutely. Tom Mona says, I love your black and white stories. Yes. Okay. Here we go. Deb, that's a long one. Hi from Bakersfield. I think I was there. The Big Bear Cafe, the Black Bear Cafe, the Big Black Bear Cafe, something like that. Love this show. Thanks for your dedication and time with us fans. Hi, Sherry Lynn. I know you are very appreciated. That is a very sweet sentiment, Sherry, and I don't hear it enough. That's not a hint. I'm kidding. Okay, yes, the Big Bear Cafe. You can write it maybe and remind me what it was called. But a great place to get a giant breakfast. Karen Edwards in Plymouth, England says, is it Deborah's Tupperware party, the one where he calls her smelly tramp? Annabelle, I don't know. Good and plenty scene come from the writer's room snacks. Bob Silva. I feel like that's a Phil Rosenthal thing. That is a great question. Remind me, write that down for Phil Rosenthal. Deb Tanker. Yes, Deb, Tucker, Frank, thank you for answering all my questions. Don't forget, I'm still have to taste a snack. Jealous Robert. Okay. Wow. This is amazing. Nobody has got it right. Bad Moon Rising is a good guess, Karen, because Patty and rather Deborah, etc., and stuff like that. Let me see this. Okay, let's see this. Deb, this is a long one now. This might be a little, as they say, self-indulgent. Dare I say. But since you're such a good fan, I would read it. Was Phil Rosenthal celebrating his 50th or 60th birthday in Paris? Audio was in and out last week, so I didn't hear it all. I celebrated my 50th birthday, throwing a 50th birthday appropriate Oscar party. My 60th went on Turner Classic Movies cruise. Wow, nice. With hosts and special guests Diane Ladd, Mitzi Gaynor, Cicely Tyson, etc., and became friends with Dave Karger. His family started Pot's Doggy Stand in Hellertown, PA. I expect a discount if I ever make it out to Pot's Doggy Stand. Did another one and saw Chevy Chase. Wow. Lainey Kazan, Richard Dreyfuss, Bob Mackey, Sean Young, and Sandra D. Is that what you're trying to say? Wow. I'm glad I showed your comment. Now, what is that cruise line? I'm shocked to hear a couple of those names. A, I didn't think they were still alive. And B, some of those names can be cantankerous. And to be stuck on a cruise could be tough. What was that cruise line? Please, we will wait your answer. Okay. Frank goes downstairs. Karen, you know I appreciate everything you say except for wrong answers, like Frank goes downstairs. Let me see. Thomas Gerard. So Annabelle is correct. Talk to Your Daughter. Talk to Your Daughter was the Smelly Tramp episode. That is the wardrobe episode that I'm holding up here today. Talk to Your Daughter. Oh, hit myself right in the head. Let's see. There you go, folks. Talk to Your Daughter episode. That was what those Polaroids were from. And now it will click in for all of you that was from Talk to Your Daughter, Patricia Heaton. And Patricia Heaton, there we go. Talk to Your Daughter. Okay, let's try a snack, and then we have to go on with our Sunday. Everybody has lives, even if this is the high point of that life. Okay, let's see if I've missed any to fix Ray Deborah Stove. Yes, okay. Okay, yes. Oh, sorry, Suzanne. It was what episode was I holding up Polaroids from? From which episode was I holding up Polaroids, etc.? Smelly Tramp. Yeah, that seems to cause a lot of problems. Okay, so we have the canister here. For those of you who missed the initial of this, Jeremy Stevens said that Hydrox. Writer Jeremy Stevens said Hydrox were better than Oreo. So Phil said, well, this is a good excuse to not write. Let's have a cookie test. And so I have the original tin, and let's see what's in here. Okay. I've never seen these before. Okay. Here we go, folks. Look at that focus. This is an, how do you pronounce that? Arno's mint slice, would you say? I got the mint slice part, so don't be wise with me. Arno's mint slice. I think this is from Australia. An Australian treat. Now, I will need a napkin because what happens is and those of you know, I'm, it's, what is the temperature? It's 83 degrees Fahrenheit. I don't know what that is in Celsius. We don't pay attention. We like to bring our ignorance forward. But chocolate tends to melt. Okay. Arno's mint slice. Let's make sure they are not expired, because some people have said that I got a dry something in the past. These are good to December 15th, 2025. Can I wait that long? No. And as I always say, do not look at the ingredients list. Okay. So here we go. Do we have any people from down under? Yes, maybe like thin mints. Okay. Let's see this. Heaven is too crowded. Like Disney World. Okay. God sent us to earth to ease the heavenly congestion. Could be, Karen. Could be. Okay, let me look at this. Could be. Hi, Deb. Going to do another one in the future when they go out of New York again. Who is the cruise line, Deb? We want to know the cruise line. Deanna Martin and Pat Boone. Pat Boone up on stage. Italian songs her dad would sing. I sang with Dean Martin's daughter, Deanna Martin, on stage. Wow. Wow. Okay. That is trivia of the highest order. Chocolate Wave Cinnamon Swirls. Dominic Novelli, Phillies fan. I assume you got Chicago Cubs fans and Mets fans here. Okay, so this is called ASMR. This is the actual sound of a person annoying you with a microphone. Okay, I'm going to pick the second one. See, yeah, these should have been in the refrigerator, I think. Okay, I can't even get it out because it's so melted. Okay, so it's kind of come apart. Whoa, it's almost going to fall. Here. So here, let me hold that up for you guys. Come on, kick in autofocus. Wow. There we go. So my fingers, you can see, are schmutzed already, and I apologize. I can't turn it much because it's so melted that it's slippery. Here, can I hand this? I'm gonna do this. Okay. I already have it. Oh, stretching as far as I can. Okay, so this is, here we go. I have to put it all in my mouth. Sorry, folks. So, well, it just doesn't see, as long as my head's in there, it's not going to focus. That's, so there you go. Sorry, I have to chew. So, exceptionally good, I would say. Chocolatey. Do I have to say that? I have to. All right. I think they have to go into the refrigerator or the freezer, maybe even. I don't know. Really, really good. I'm going to give that a 7.6. So yes, is it like a thin mint? Yes, but the mint is more exploding with flavor. Yeah, that's really good. And I'm going to taste it in a cooler state, and I'll write to you people and let you know. But I could eat 6 or 7 of those just to get through the day. Okay, hold on. I'm going to have some coffee. Oh, yes. Oh, boy. Yes. Super delightful. Okay. Okay, here we go. Cleaning off my hands. That was like triage there of this. So the Arno, I forget what they're called already. The Arno mint something. Delicious. We'll have to go back and ask. Okay, let me look at some final, just to review everybody. The TV special is happening, but we just don't know when. It looked like it was going to happen really, really fast. And then it looks like they put the brakes on to work out a couple of problems. I bought the banana jammy Dodgers and was going to do a video of me reviewing them like you do. Yes, Karen, please do that. No one will make fun of you. You see, here's the thing on the internet. Everybody's going to make fun of everybody all the time, and a lot of people don't do content because someone will write, hey, how dare, you're stupid, dumb, fat, ugly, all these things that I've been called. Okay. Have I been calling fat? Not that. No, that's, but everything else. Yes, no licorice. So that's delicious. I already forgot the number I gave. Did I give it a 7.6? Yeah. Like the chocolate coins. Yes. So that was exceptionally delicious. Yes, no licorice, the licorice tragedy. We've gotten past that. My favorite Ray outburst, that must be earlier on that I'm seeing this. Laugh aloud, make sure Pumpernickel isn't in there. Very funny. Bob Schmear, when they call Father Hubley to ask for the meaning of life. Yes, talk to your daughter. Absolutely. Yes, Karen. So post, only your friends are on your Facebook page, right? But in our seriousness, a lot of people are afraid to put themselves out there, and I don't blame you. But we would totally appreciate it, because I have never seen a banana jammy Dodgers. Stephen Wood, I love all things Raymond, particularly the behind-the-scenes details you give, Tom. Many thanks from Muirfield in the UK. Stephen, you're past your bedtime there. How can we attend the reunion taping? Yes, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know where it's going to be filmed. Everything is up in the air. But if there is a chance for the public to attend, I will certainly let you guys know. I'm sure it'll be a limited seating, like 200 people. So it's going to be rare indeed. Hi, Deb Tucker. Frank, okay. Don't yell at me. Don't get mad at me, Deb. Here we go. Go back to the comments. I answered you. It was the Disney. So here's what you have to know, Deb. The comments are scrolling on two different things. So I have said to people in the past, please, if I don't answer you, write it again. And I appreciate it. Bob Silva, fantastic at that, repeating stuff, because I'm like, oh, that's helpful. So I'm not, I just missed that. Okay, it was the Disney Cruise Line. First one was the Magic. The second one, Fantasy of Disney Ships, TCM and Disney working together with six man who run themed cruises. They're well known. Yes, I would assume it was a very reputable firm, but the thing that I was missing was the Disney aspect. I saw the TCM. That's awesome, and that makes sense because Disney, as you know, has a impeccable reputation, so they're going to trust that. Those are like the ones I brought up months ago that have been discontinued. Always put them in the fridge or freezer. Now you tell us. After I left them in the coolest place I could find, the rear deck of my car, right by the window, and for some reason they turned to gel. Let's see. Here we go. Keep us posted whenever you know. Yes, Ellen, I wish everybody could attend it. I mean, I forget who had a comment. Maybe it was Donnell that said maybe we can watch it simultaneously live together with a chat open so we can comment. That would be really great. All right, let's review. Is there anything I left out? Those Arno mint things, delicious. Put them in the refrigerator first. That we've learned. Still delicious, all melty and delicious. I'm drinking this. This is the tea I'm drinking. Hold on. Oh, I didn't take a sip of tea. So what happens is this camera is so good at focusing on people. If my head is in frame, it's going to stay with me. And so that's why it takes a while. Jasmine's Twining's green tea. Okay, Jasmine. Okay, which is very good. Here, I'm going to drink it out of our Nemo's. By the way, the real Nemo's place is in Staten Island. So here we go. So watch. If I get rid of my head, it's so hard. There we go. The Nemo's pizza mug. Let me drink some of that. All right, final questions, everybody. And also, you know, we're talking about the set for my official podcast, and we don't know if we just want to do the blue background with two people. Do we want me to be in a 50s or 60s Frank and Marie type of kitchen? What is the most comfortable to look at? So right now, this just gives me a nice blue, helps with people who, let's say, might be olive colored or have some olive roots, etc. But we'll figure out. Lots of stuff to decide. I've been exceptionally busy lately, people, so I haven't been posting as much, but that will end, and now I can post, etc. Annabelle, thank you. Thank you, Annabelle. And what did you say? And Thomas Gerard for naming Talk to Your Daughter episode. I couldn't get the name, Annabelle. Yes, but you knew it. That's pretty good. Exceptional. I will post those pictures. The wedding video, yes, okay. Where's Nemo? Yes, where is Nemo? Hi, Kim. Do you know why Ray's Vegas show in October was canceled? I don't know. Let me find out from Raymond. I saw Raymond Monday and I saw him Friday, and I did not ask him that. So I will ask him. It's very unusual. Yes, I'm cruising with Disney on their ship this fall. Thanks again, Tom. Yes, sorry, I know it scrolls constantly. Try, yes, Deb. I'm not. It's only because you yelled at me, and I just had to defend myself. And it was this close to getting a lawyer. Try the Christmas black tea. It's great. Disney has the best food on the cruise I've done, which is over 40 cruises in your life. Even on AMA river cruises to Germany, Switzerland, and along the Rhine, etc. Wow. Okay, so Deb, we've now anointed you the official cruise expert of this channel. I think we will be going to you for all of our questions. The blue does look nice with your complexion. Yes, thank you, Karen. The podcast from Frank's chair, where Gil sat at the Paley Center. I think Gil is still there, by the way, Karen. I think security has to get him to leave soon. Yeah, I don't know. We're going back and forth on what to make that set look like so it feels comfortable. Can we order the mugs? I would love one. Now, see, as people know, I'm not a shameless plugger of our mugs, but all of our fans designed kind of our, well, in collusion. Not collusion sounds like something you're on trial for. In cooperation with all of our fans. So we narrowed down took us months and months to figure out the best things. So this is our favorite quotes mug. So yes, we have a shop, elr360shop.com. And we sell what we can, what we are able to sell, which is words and other things. Everybody loves Ray, the big fork and spoon as a magnet, etc., which we had to custom make and test for a year. Yes. Could we get the big fork and spoon anywhere? LOL. No, you say it, Dominic, you say that as a joke, but if you go to our shop, you'll see the refrigerator magnet. Wait, maybe I can get one in my hand before I sign off. And I'll show it to you. Because, we thought about selling a giant fork and spoon, but just the shipping cost, etc. And for those of you who have made to the Paley Center, which closes September 7th, you can see the original fork and spoon and the size of them. So we thought, there's probably 6 people that will buy it, etc. So we said, okay, why don't we do this? Why don't we make it using the exact, again, I got to get my head out of here. Sony, very good with autofocus. So there is the refrigerator magnet. It's a really thick magnet. It's actual wood, and the grease stains are there. The actual grease stains from Marie's cooking, the original wallpaper, 100% accurate. Let's get rid of my head. That is 100% accurate. That is the exact 100% wallpaper that sits on your refrigerator. Let's show it next to, just for size comparison. Okay, there you go. That's the size of it. It's very good. I'm in the middle. I have an average to normal size head. Okay, just for those of you that are curious. So there you go. And you know what's our biggest sellers? The quotes mug, quote shirts, our Christmas ornaments. People love our Christmas ornaments. Okay. Why was the show canceled? The show was not canceled, Tony. The show was opted to go off the air. CBS begged Phil and Ray to please keep the show on the air. Please go for 2 more seasons. And Phil said no, and Ray said no, and Peter Boyle was not doing well. And so we decided, Phil decided to end the show on top. So yes, please find out Ray's vote, why Ray's show was canceled. Yes, I will. Ray is healthy. I saw him the other day. So it could be he has another project. He was supposed to be in a big blockbuster Marvel movie like Thor or something. I don't know what it was. But he had a shooting schedule, and so it missed by like 4 days. So they wanted him for this movie. He had to pass. You never know what goes on behind the scenes. You plan to visit. Okay, so this is a statement. I plan to visit the Paley Center in September, period. Do the ELR cast members still visit the exhibit? Yes, I would say they have. I just don't know when. And I'm hoping that I can go back before it closes on September 7th. Okay. Wow. Look at the time. I think we've done a full hour. Is that true? Which is great. It always flies by. I love visiting with you guys. Keep your comments coming. And again, sorry, I've been exceptionally busy this last week, working 9 to 9, one of those things. And so I haven't posted as much, but that will soon change. Yes, Bart and Trish, they have been riding around the country with the refrigerator magnet on their refrigerator inside their RV, where it's hit some bumpy times and it still hasn't fallen off. Yes, Kim, you have a set. Check out antique stores for a big fork and spoon. That's where I got mine. Yes, you can find them. You can find them all around. It's definitely possible to find them. The homework episode. Yes. Okay. Wow. Do they ship to Canada? Hi, Lori. Yes, they ship to Canada. I think shipping's a little bit more there, but 100% they ship to Canada. Yes, it's without a doubt. And anybody, by the way, we say this, we rarely, if ever, have any complaints. We've had a couple things where the post office says, hey, we delivered it. And the person says, no, they didn't. And so, of course, we usually try and get to the bottom of that. Full investigation. We send our team of people out there to find out. Okay, Lynn Van Orden, go back to your humidity. Thank you. Great live today. Yes, please find out. Yes, I will. Absolutely. All right. Tom Caltabiano, writer on Arrows Raymond, informal photographer and taster of cookies, saying goodbye, and I will see you next week. Don't forget, comment, and if you know the answer, jump in and answer yourself, which helps me. I don't mean answer yourself. I mean, if you jump in and answer for me, I really appreciate it, because you guys, you loyal followers, know more about the show than almost everybody who does not watch this. So see you guys next week.